Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be trying a new palette from Physicians Formula. I feel like they come out with one or two every year. Usually they're collabs, sometimes they're a holiday item. But this one is the Butter Dream Team Face Palette with some of their favorites and some of their new products. So it looks like this. We have their Muru Muru Butter Bronzer, their Muru Muru Butter Blush, the Butter Highlight. We have the new Matte Minoy Bronzer. We have a new Butter Believe It Blush and a new Butter Believe It Face Powder. So if you guys would like to see these swatched, tried in action, and hear my thoughts, then just keep watching. Ooh, we're getting all sorts of scents in this palette. Oh boy. All right, so the Butter collection up top all has the standard butter bronzer scent, that tropical sunscreen scent. The Matte Minoy one is more like a florally perfume from the 80s or 90s. I feel like these two butter products have the same scent as the top one. So this is the only one that I feel like is kind of perfumey out of the bunch, and I do remember that from a previous palette. So we'll see. Let's start off with the Butter Believe It Face Powder. Now I believe this is one of two shades. Well, I know it's one of two shades because I have both shades here in front of me in the compacts. So these are two of their new launches. There is the Creamy Natural, which is a darker one, and Translucent. I believe this one is translucent because it has a stark white at the top, same as the translucent one, which is great because mine broke in transit, so I never actually got a chance to try this bright white shade, which I'm very excited about. So let's start off with some swatches. So I'm just going to go ahead and quickly swatch all of them on the back of my hand. Here is the Butter Bronzer. Ooh. The Butter Blush, which definitely has a bit of sheen to it. That's pretty. The Butter Highlight, which I don't think is my shade, but very, very wet and creamy feeling, similar to their other highlight products. The Matte Minoy Bronzer, which definitely is a bit warmer than the traditional. And then that new blush and new powder. So I would say that this palette could work for multiple different skin tones. You've got the two shades of bronzer, you've got a deep blush and a deep highlight, which I'm not even sure will work for my skin tone. And then you've got a nice corally pink and a very light toned setting powder. Let me see if the setting powder can go darker. Yes. The setting powder can go slightly darker. This is on the lighter side of the compact and this is on the deeper side of the compact. So you have a bit of range with the shade. But I don't know, because I feel like down here is meant for light skin tones, up here is meant for medium skin tones, maybe even deep. I don't know, so it's right in the middle. So we'll see if this works for me. Let's start off with setting the under eyes. I haven't set my under eyes yet, so I definitely need to. I'm gonna go in with my Tati Beauty little mini puff that I love to use for under the eyes. I'm just swirling it on the lightest end of this powder. Definitely brightening. So now I'm going to use the puff for the rest of the face. And I'm going to be concentrating more on the middle to bottom of this powder. I feel like with this, I'm getting streaks of color. I feel like to get a uniform color and not get stripes of deeper color, you probably should apply this with a brush and then kind of swirl on, so that you don't get stripes of light and stripes of dark tan. It's looking a little heavy here at the hairline, but that could be because I applied it too heavily with that puff right there. Everywhere else looks nice and smooth. Now I know from trying this powder before on a different day, it doesn't work really well at controlling oil. So if you are on the oilier side, this is not going to be the longest lasting powder, but for a few hours it does make the skin look nice and smooth and perfected. So moving on, we have two choices for bronzer. I'm going to grab my Juno & Co brush. I'm going to go into the Muru Muru Butter Bronzer first because I remember liking that one better. It's still warmer than I remember. I feel like the original Butter Bronzer was a little bit more neutral and not quite as warm. Oh, there's so much scent coming out of this palette right now. Oh, my family's on the tail end of the COVID quarantine right now. My son and daughter both tested positive with it They're already doing fine as of when I'm filming this, so it was like 36 hours and they were good to go. Mom ended up getting a sore throat out of the deal and a headache, but that's about it. So far, the other 3 have not been touched, so it hit about half the house. This is so much more like yellowy tone than I remember. I remember the original butter bronzer, which I probably still have somewhere, as being a lot more cool tone, like more of a contouring shade. I mean, it's still really nice. All right, so no contour and contour. I like the butter contour. Now let's go back to the Matte Minoy butter bronzer because it's been a little while since I tried this one. I remember it being deeper and warmer, but memory is not always accurate, is it? A bit deeper and a bit warmer. Comparing the two side by side, I think I actually prefer this one now. Go figure. Maybe I tried this one in the summer and I didn't like it or something, but this one seems a little too yellow toned. But this one seems like a nice warm tone bronzer without being orange. So butter bronzer, Matte Minoy. I also remember this one having more of a sheen. I don't think that it has much of one anymore. I don't know, which side do you think looks better? Butter or Minoy? All right, moving on. We've got the 2 blush shades. I have already tried this one, so I kind of want to try the butter blush. It looks like it has like a pink sheen to it underneath the like mauve berry shade. I'm gonna go in with this Juno & Co brush just very lightly and see what happens. It's a very dusty formula, or a very soft formula, I should say. I like that glow. All right, applied very lightly. This is what we get. There is a slight sheen to it, which is very, very pretty. I actually really like that. It looked so intimidating on my hand, but on the face, it looks very pretty. And I do definitely think there's like a light pink shift to it. I definitely am getting like slight pink shift vibes with this blush. Really pretty. It doesn't have a name though. It just says Muru Muru Butter Blush. Same with the other products. It doesn't say what shade the powder is. It doesn't say what shade the butter bronzer is. Does it say it on the back? Okay, it does. On the back, it does say the shade names. So this one is the original bronzer, the deep Matte Minoy bronzer. Perhaps I tried the original and didn't like that one. The Muru Muru Butter Blush is Saucy Mauve. Oh, I like this. I don't know if I have that one in my collection. The Butter Believe It blush is Pink Sands. The highlight is Champagne, and the face powder is Translucent. Okay, so on the back, it does tell you the shade names. It also says gluten-free, paraben-free, and cruelty-free, which is awesome. So I really like that blush. So let me wipe off my brush and try this Pink Sands one, which okay, so the shade in the middle of this is Coral, and that's pretty much what I'm getting. It's just Coral, and it's a bit lighter, a bit more diffused. There's no sheen to it. Of the two, I think I'm loving this one more just because it gives me that glow. I just think that's really pretty. So I liked the Matte Minoy Deep Bronzer best on this side, and I like the Saucy Mauve Butter Blush on this side. All right, now that the face is evened out a bit, why don't we try this Champagne highlight? I don't think this is Champagne. This definitely looks gold to me, and I don't think it's gonna work on my skin tone, but I've been wrong about the bronzer and the blush, so we'll see. I'm gonna start off with this Sonia Kashuk brush and just kind of like lightly dust it on if that is possible. Okay. Does that work for my skin tone? Surprisingly, I think it does. I have been proven wrong again. All right, it says Champagne, and it is kind of like a goldish champagne. It does work for my skin tone, so I am quite surprised by this palette. I did not expect to like this palette because I don't remember liking the Matte Minoy bronzer. I thought that the butter blush would be too dark. I thought that this highlight would be too dark. I had previously tried this and didn't love it for the staying powder, but since the white is not broken, I can get a much lighter shade, which I like. So am I pleasantly surprised by this Vacay Mode Butter Dream Team face palette? I am. It's a lot sleeker than a lot of their regular packaging, which I appreciate. It doesn't come with a mirror, but that's all right with me. I have plenty of mirrors in my collection. Of the two bronzers, I think I prefer this one. This is the Deep Bronzer in the Matte Manor formula. It's a really nice shade. So I feel like I need to go out and pick up this deeper shade. I really like this one. I really like this Saucy Mauve blush. It's just this beautiful blush with like a, I don't know, like a slight light pink flip to it. Very slight. I like this powder for short-term wear days, not full wear days where I need my makeup to last all day. It's not going to work for that. And the highlight, while I haven't been wearing like colorful highlights lately, I might pull it out every once in a while. Most of the time what I'm doing is just spraying my face with like a glow mist, or going back in with like my dewy foundation product or serum and just kind of going like this for that extra dew on the cheekbones. So for the days when I'm looking for like that nice like saucy mauve color, a little bit of a deep bronze, I'll probably reach for this, but probably not on an everyday basis. So it was fun trying new shades that I had not previously checked out from the brand. I think there's a pretty good value for what you get. You get 6 products and it's at a discount. So I would say this one is a win for me. So again, this is the Butter Dream Team Face Palette, available now. So I hope you guys enjoyed the swatches and the try on and hearing my first impressions of this palette from Physicians Formula. If you enjoyed this video, remember to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.